Hello everyone, in this video we're going to look at some of the features that comes with the AzureAD privileged identity management. If I click on that overview link, it will bring it over here. So reason to use, why do you want to use it? Organizations want to minimize the number of people who have access to secure information or resource because that reduces the chance of malicious actor getting that access, or an authorized user inadvertently impacting a sensitive resource. However, users still need to carry out privileged operations in AzureAD, Azure Office 365 and other apps. So this feature allows you to give you just-in-time privileged access to Azure resources and Azure Active Directory. So what do you gain with the PIM? It provides just-in-time time-bound access. So not only you are giving just-in-time access, you're also time-bound the access, and it requires approval. So somebody, when they want to use it, it needs to go through an approval process. It enforces multi-factor authentication to activate any role. Someone has to provide justification why they need that privileged role. We can get notification when the roles are activated. We can conduct access reviews when that role has been activated, and we can also do download audit history. So lots of features that are very important to manage privileged identities that comes with the PIM feature. What can I do with it? Once you set up the PIM, you can see task, manage and activity options in the left navigation menu. Okay. As administrator, you will choose between managing AzureAD roles and Azure resources. Okay. When you choose the type of roles you manage, you see similar setup options for the role type. Now, who can do this for AzureAD roles in privileged identity management? Only a user who is a privileged role administrator or global role administrator can manage assignments for other administrators. So this is important and could be an exam question. So who can manage the PIM? So you gotta be a global administrator, or you gotta be a privileged role administrator to be able to manage assignments for other users. Scenarios. PIM management supports the following scenarios. Privileged role administrator permission, enable approval for specific role, specify approver users or groups to approve request and view request and approval history for all privileged roles. Approver permission, if you're approver, you can view pending approvals, approve or reject, role elevation and provide justification. And if you are an eligible role, you can request for activation. You can view the status of your request to activate the role and complete your task in AzureAD if activation was approved. Okay. So you will see the terms like eligible, active, activate, assigned, activated. So read through some of this. And something to know about is the principle of least privilege access, a recommended security practice in which every user is provided with the minimum privilege needed to accomplish the task they are authorized to perform. This practice minimizes the number of global administrators and instead uses specific administrator roles for certain scenarios. Okay, license requirements, again another exam question. It requires AzureAD Premium P2 license. Okay, so now let's go back to our Azure environment. So where I want to really start, I'm going to start at the Active Directory, and I'm just going to create a new user for this purpose. Okay, I'm going to create a new user. I'll just go say PIM user, and I'm going to copy everything, name PIM user, and let me create the password. Let's put it here. Initial password. Okay, and everything else is good. So I'm just gonna log create the user, and what I want to at the same time I'm just gonna go here and I'll try to log in as the user and see what happens. Okay, I'm logging in. I can sign in with a different user, add another account. So that's the brand new user that we created, right? And next, no. Okay, so that's the first time I'm logging, so it will ask me to change the password. And I'm just gonna use something from here, which is fine for now. And I'm going to delete this user at the end of the lab, so please do not try to log in using this username and password. Okay, we're here. So next, PIM user, let's see. Authentication email, so let's just create an authentication email. And let's go on this side and let's see if I can get an authentication code from here. And come back over here, go to the other page. Let's do the authentication, and it should verify that account, and I can say okay, stay signed in. No, I'm just going to log in to this time. I'm logged in again. Okay, so maybe later. So if you see this time, and let's go to AzureAD. And what I want to see is my role, if there's anything. So your role is just a user. Okay, I'm using I'm part of the AzureAD Premium P2, but my role is just a user. I can't do much really with this level of access. So let's go back over here and say, let's see, this is the PIM user. I have to go to the other one. Okay, so here, so if I just search here for PIM, you will see the privilege identity access management. So from here, what you really want to do, you want to use all the great features that you have available with this. So first of all, with PIM, so you can manage either AZ role or as your resource. Okay, you can also manage as your resource. You can manage the roles. So the way it really works, you assign an eligibility. Once you assign eligibility, a role is not directly assigned to a person or to an identity. So that person becomes eligible. Then that person has to activate that role. And once he or she is activating the role, you can assign some time bound. So that role, anytime he is activating, it's only active for certain hours, and then it's going to be automatically deactivated. For some of the roles, when somebody try to activate the role, it will come back to you and you have to manually approve the process. And at the end, you can also audit how that role has been used. So let's first assign the eligibility. Let's say we're going to create a billing administrator. Okay, we have some of them, so let's try some other. Let's try add assignments. Actually no, I have to go back one more step. Roles, I have to go back to role, assign eligibility, and let's look global reader, say, and click on this role. So in here you see eligible role, there's one person already present there as eligible. No one is there is one person, Shravanti, she is actually assigned to this role. So what we'll do, we'll try to assign eligibility for this member. Okay, so no member selected. So from here I'm just gonna search for PIM user, and I'm gonna select this user, and I'll hit next. And I'm not gonna activate the role, I'm just gonna say okay, that person is eligible, but okay, let's put him permanently eligible from here. Okay, so I'm gonna assign this role to this member. So this member is showed up, so it looks like I have two users right now who are eligible, permanently eligible, and but they're not active, so they're part of the active eligible role, but then they're not showing up under the active roles. Now the roles are expired now. So let's go back to this view where I'm still logged in as user. So let's just refresh it and see if it's picking up my new role. So let's go to Active Directory again, and if I go to here, it's I'm still, you see, I'm still user. It didn't pick up anything, although I said I'm eligible. This guy is eligible, this guy role is still like that. So let's go to PIM from this account as PIM user, and let's see, you are using update privilege management experience for AzureAD roles. Okay, so let's click on AzureAD roles, and here, since I do not have permission to assign any roles, this button is grayed out for me. We can look at roles. Let's see what I have there. Not though, that's not there. That's not there. My roles. So now if I click on my roles, you see that this role is coming up under eligible roles. Is this role active? Is there any active roles for me? No. Anything expired? No. But eligible roles, now I have this one. So at this time, the global admin made me eligible to use this role. So now if I want, I can activate this role, and if you activate this role, you see that this role, it can be, once it's activated, it will stay active for 8 hours, then it will automatically deactivate. If I need this role, I have to reactivate again. I have to come back over here and do the same thing. So reason, let me do some testing. Okay, now here I can activate the role and it will go through some process. Okay, probably it will ask for the multi-factor authentication as well. So let's give it 1 second and see what happens. So what you are noticing here, as a global admin or a PIM administrator, you can assign, you can make some other people as eligible. Okay, this is complete. Then at this time, I can sign out and then sign back in, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so we'll go to the Active Directory and see where is my Active Directory. Active, don't even have Active Directory in here. What's going on here? Azure Active Directory. So let's go in here, and where I want to start, I want to take a look at this role. So now you see that my role has changed, and now I have a global reader role that's being reflected over in here. Okay, so at this time I want to go to the PIM and see what's going on in this. If I go to my roles, eligible roles, it's still the global reader role. I can activate it anytime. I can go to active role now. Now since I have already activated, it's telling me I have this role, and it's telling me, hey, this role by the way is going to expire at this time, and there are no expired roles since I just created this account. Alright, so that's how you kind of manage your privileged identity. And so let's think about this. Like if you think, or if as a global admin, if I think, okay, 8 hours is probably too much, I only want to give people to activate the role for 2 hours, then it should expire. So you can do that. So you can go back and be login as the global admin. So here what you can do, you can go back and you can do manage roles. Okay, under manage roles, come on, let me refresh this page. And I'm going to go to roles, and I'm going to search for this role that I want to, the global reader is the role that I want to manage. And here under roles setting, you can go there and you just click on this button, and the very first thing is the number of hours. If I want to only allow 2 hours, I can do that. Now under this, we can also enable the Azure MFA. If we say this role always require MFA, I can do it from here as well as part of the role. Okay, request justification on activation, require approval to activate. So this is something else I can do. So if I wanted this role before it's being activated, it has to come to me for approval. I can do that, and I can choose let's see, this email, and I'll say, okay, if somebody needs to activate this role, it has to come to me. Next assignment, that looks good. And don't want to change anything, and I'll just say update. Okay, so if I do that, so now let's go back as the other user. Okay, say I'm done with the work. Okay, so I don't need to keep this role for all this time. So if I'm done with the work and I know that I don't need it, I can deactivate this role now. Okay, so deactivation is complete, but I'm still eligible for this role, right? So I should be able to reactivate the role, and let's see if I try to activate what happens. So here say now, first of all, you see that duration, max duration has changed to 2 hours, and I say please approve role request. Okay, and what I'll do at this time, I'll say activate, and here you see this time that role didn't get activated by itself, because I said anytime for this role, if somebody is requesting access, it has to come to me. I'm the global admin. I'm the only person who can activate the role. So let's go back to this view, In here again, I'm going to go back to here, like pending requests and approve request. Okay, pending request is probably pending approval. So we have one member, PIM user, he is requesting an approval. So I can go to the approve request button, and over here, this is the role someone wants me to approve. So let's click on this role and I can approve it, but as an admin I also have to provide some comments. So I'll say okay, go ahead and use the role. Okay, and I'll say approve. Now for the best practice, you would also want to have a multi-factor authentication enabled for this account. So one thing here, once I approve the role, there is no pending request. If I go over here in the pending request, there is nothing in there. So if I go back, excuse me, as the other user, and I refresh the eligible role, it will still show me that I'm eligible for the role. It will always show me. But if I go to active roles now, so this role should now be completely active. Now you can see now this role is only activated for 2 hours. So I need to do my work and finish everything, get out of it. So that's in a nutshell is how the PIM works for us. Hope with this video gives you some idea how to use it, how to configure, how to assign eligibility, and then decide on which users can activate their roles by themselves or which activation should come to you, and if you require multi-factor MFA or not. Thank you for watching the video. If you like it, please subscribe and comment and share with your friends. Thank you.